Ooh, what's up guys, Agent here. Today got a Pokemon Showdown replay in the ORAS OU tier, and I'm using a Mega Salamence team. This is a team that I really like, and I might even do a Showdown live with it if I ever get around to doing it. I had this replay today because I really enjoyed this game. It's Mega Salamence versus Mega Beedrill, Battle of the Century, and it was actually a close game. Both players played really well, in my opinion, and it was pretty close. Looking at my team, it's got the Mega Salamence. This is a set that I got from my friend Cody. It is Facade, or Facade, Earthquake, Roost, and Dragon Dance. Max speed, Jolly Nature, max attack, 4 defense. Really, really good. I enjoy these in this set. It's my favorite that I've used so far. Sometimes I wish I had sub, but meh. I like having Earthquake for heat round, because even if I am burned, +1 I kill from 50%, so that's always nice. Next up we have Ferrothorn. This is a specially defensive variant of my Stealth Rocks. We have a standard Greninja with Gunk Shot. We have, ooh, what's this? This is a Mew. This is a physically defensive defogging Mew. It doesn't have Roost. It's very much a case of it's having a 4-move syndrome kind of thing, and I want it to have Roost, but I also want to have the knockoff and the taunt and the willow and the defog. So I don't know, I felt like that was the best set for it. Obviously you can see all the sets in the description below. Next up we have a Focus / Breloom. This Pokemon does a lot of work, and it actually really works in this team. I like it quite a lot. And then finally we have Choice Scarf Landorus just to round it off. Like I said, like the team a lot. My opponent's got a very threatening team. He's got the Greninja, which is a big problem to my team. It also has the Mammoth one, which could be a problem because I have 3 Pokemon with a weakness to ice, so that's always pretty scary. But this team has done pretty well for me. I think I'm currently in the top 100 on the ladder because of this team, because of Mega Salamence and the rest of the threats. So let's get into the game and see how we do. So first turn, my opponent's going to lead off with his Beedrill. I do expect that I do lead off with my Landorus. Unfortunately, I am Choice Scarf, so I'm going to go for the Stone Edge as he protects, which is what he was going to do, just so he can get his speed up. Because if you didn't know, Mega Beedrill got a massive speed boost. It's now base 145 speed. But I am just going to switch directly out into my Ferrothorn because I didn't want to take the U-turn with my Landorus. Didn't want any unnecessary damage, and I can get the Iron Barbs on the go. But then he brings in the Rotom. My Ferrothorn does not want to be burned, so I'm going to switch into my Mew, get that Rotom burned, which is nice, and now I'm going to go for the knockoff and get rid of its leftovers recovery, which means this Rotom will be slowly whittled down, which is really what I want because it is very problematic and it will stop my Salamence from sweeping. But here he goes into his Beedrill, and obviously he's got this U-turn core going on, his Volt turn with his Rotom and his Beedrill, which is being very annoying to me, and it's given him a lot of momentum in the beginning of this game. So I'm going to switch into my Landorus to take the U-turn because Landorus is a pretty good check / counter to Beedrill. As he does bring in that Rotom, I can just go for the U-turn because I know he's not Choice Scarf. I did knock off his leftovers earlier on, but here he does reveal the Pain Split, which I'm okay with. This turn, I expect him to go for the Volt Switch because he's not going to go for the Will-O-Wisp because my Mew is burned. So what I can do is set up my Stealth Rocks because of that Beedrill, and also getting the residual damage on the rest of his team. And then he brings in this Skarmory, and I'm not really scared of Skarmory. I just can get some leftovers recovery from this, well, some Leech Seed recovery. I do have the Shed Shell, so I'm not getting any passive recovery. And then on this turn, I actually bring in my my Greninja. Now I did not expect his Latios to be Choice Scarfed. I died there. I brought in my Greninja on the Skarmory because I thought he might go for some more spikes, and I figure if I can bring in my Greninja, I could do some really good damage with the Hydro Pump / Ice Beam, and get my the Leech Seed recovery as well. So that was my thought process, but he ended up bringing in this Latios. I was like, sweet, I get to kill the Latios. I outspeed it. I'm going to destroy it with a Dark Pulse. No, it does not happen at all. The Latios reveals to be Scarfed, which could be problematic, but it does give me 3 switches in the Ferrothorn. But every time this Latios comes in, I kind of have to sack something, because the fastest member of my team is Landorus with the Choice Scarf, and that doesn't outspeed it. But it's actually really good that I know that his Latios is a Choice Scarf variant now, mainly because of my Salamence. If I was an Adamant Natured Salamence, I would not be able to outspeed Choice Scarf Latios at +1. But because of that, I am a Jolly Natured Salamence. Late game, I'm thinking if I can get a +1 boost, I will be able to outspeed his Latios and thus outspeeding the entirety of his team. which I'm really looking forward to if I can pull that off. Have to get rid of that Skarmory and the Rotom and the Mamoswine before I do that though. So still a long way to go. Continuing on as my the veteran dies. I can bring in my Ferrothorn like I said, and I can just go for my seeds because I want to get my HP back, and I'll be slowly wearing down this Rotom. It's already at like, I think it's at 25% by the end, 27% by the end of this, and I go for the Protect. I was going to be cheeky here because I know he was going to go for the Pain Split no matter what, and all my Pokemon had a really good range of HP, so I go for the double Protect. It doesn't work out, but in all honesty, after the Leech Seed recovery, not much changed in terms of his HP and my HP. And then I'm going to predict him to predict my Protect, and I'm going to dub right into my Landorus because it was my fastest thing. I can go for the U-turn on whatever, but he ended up bringing in the Latios, so I'm like, oh, well, fuck. I'm stuck. I'm going to have to switch out here. I'm going to go back into my Ferrothorn, but he makes an interesting play. He switches out directly. He didn't just drop a Draco. I really didn't have anything, considering the range of HP my Ferrothorn was at, but I don't know. He decided that he wanted Skarmory for whatever reason, but either way, my Ferrothorn can deal with this Skarmory pretty well. I can just go for the Leech Seed, and then on the following turn, I can switch out. I was thinking, yeah, into my Mew, because I wanted to defog the Spike away, because the Spike was annoying me. I knew I could get my Stealth Rocks up later, but he ends up bringing in the Mamoswine, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to burn this thing. I have a lot of speed investment on my Mew, so I'm able to outspeed the Mamoswine and basically neutralize it, which is fan-fucking-tastic, because that's one less Salamence check that I have to worry about. Although he does get up his Stealth Rocks in his last dying breaths, which is kind of bad because I take the 25% entry, but we're now facing a burnt Mamoswine without its Life Orb, and that's a bit less scary, I have to admit. And he's at a really low range of HP. What I can do here is bring in my Landorus, get the Intimidate. So this is a non-life orb burned intimidated Mamoswine, and that Ice Shard still does so much damage. That is ridiculously powerful, but I am able to knock out one of the things that is stopping my Salamence-Sweep. So that's really beneficial to me. And here I can just bring in my Ferrothorn kind of as the last dying thing, or try and get some Leech Seed recovery on the go. As he ends up bringing in the Skarmory, he ends up going for the Whirlwind, which I'm perfectly okay with. He ends up bringing in my Breloom, but after the Leech Seed, I'm almost at full HP. And here I think I make a good play. Instead of just taking it out, I go for the Spore, so I can get the other Leech Seed recovery on my pocket, so I can get back up to my Focus Sash. So I can just knock out the Skarmory there. And what this does mean, I do get a free hit off on whatever. He ends up bringing in the Beedrill. I am going to play it safe. I am going to go for the Rock Tomb if he wanted to stay in, not thinking that I'm Focus Sash. He ends up making the good play, going for the U-turn and then sacrificing his Rotom. But my Breedom has taken out two things now, so that's really good. And now, because of my Mach Punch, I can get a priority hit off on anything. He brings in the Beedrill. He takes 22% from that, which is great. And he's in range of everything because he ends up staying in here. That's fucking brilliant for me. I'll show you what. Yeah, this is why. Because Mega Salamance's got a big defense boost. It's really bulky, really powerful. And one of my ways to win was to be able to set up on either a -2 Latios or the Beedrill. And because he went for the knockoff there, keeping his Beedrill in, I figured he might have won. I don't know why he stayed in. I have double Intimidate. Beedrill isn't that important. He should have just U-turned out there. Was he at death? I don't think so. I can't see the resume sign in the way. But that's more than 25. That's like 29%. So I can bring in my Salamence here. I get the Intimidate, and I can easily live any hit from a kind of Beedrill, even if it is adaptability based 145 attack. I can still live the hit, and I can set up a Dragon Dance and go for a game because he has no priority left on his team, and I outspeed his entire team unless that Greninja's Choice Scarf, which I don't think it is because he has that Choice Scarf Latios. So, bam! 29%. Oh, nice. So I get all my Dragon Dance here after he crits me with the Poison Jab. If he poisoned me then, I would have been so mad. But it doesn't happen. I get my +1 boost. I am a max speed Jolly Natured Salamence, and this is where it just cleans through the game and just destroys everything. Get out. The crit probably didn't matter. Facade, even without the defense, even without the status, it's still a pretty good move. Base 70. So I'm able to knock out his entire team. I end up getting 2 crits, so I don't think either of them matter because they're not exactly the bulkiest thing defensively. So I'm able to win the game there with a very close 3-0. I think a lot of things had to go in my favour. Getting rid of the Mamo, Rotom, Skarmory just paved the way so beautifully for my Salamence just to come in, late game and sweep, which is what it did. It's what it set out to do, and it's just fantastic. One of the best megas, easily. I haven't been swept by it yet, which is good. I think I prepare for it pretty well, though. This team kind of is prepared. It has the Ferrothorn, it has the Scarf Landorus, and it has the double Intimidate core with Salamence and Landorus. So that's good. Obviously, Bishop would be a problem if it didn't have Breloom and kind of Greninja. Bishop is still a very big problem to this team, though. Along with, what else was it? Something else wet. Absolutely destroys me. But I have got quite high with this team on the ladder, which is very, very good. It's about time I got high on the ladder again. Been too long. But anyway, guys, that's going to be the replay for you guys. If you enjoyed it, leave a like rating, comment, and subscribe. Team will be in the description. I've been John Origins, and I'm out. So, base.